Haven't you ever wondered how the becoming of what has become has become? Haven't you ever wondered how that comes about? Do you see any pipelines trucking things in from other planets? Do you realize what your economy looks like in comparison with 100 years ago? Because you, as humans, have been turning thoughts to things. You are magnificent creators, but you suffer unnecessarily because you're holding out for the manifestation and then holding yourself in dissatisfaction through most of the process, and therefore slowing the process down and sometimes never realizing it at all. So we want you to feel from us the difference between an offering of a thought from source. In other words, let's call it a revelation. A revelation from source. In other words, your inner being knows what's in your vortex and knows where you stand in relationship to it and is revealing to you at all times wonderful ideas and suggestions and impulses that would lead you on your path of least resistance. And the reason that we say least resistance, your path of least resistance, is because you've put some resistance on your path, and it's all right. Your inner being knows where all of your hang-ups are and knows how to guide you around it. So your inner being is offering you these impulses. The revelation is happening all day, every day. But there's something that you've got to do. You've got to do step 3. You've got to get in the receiving mode. You have to be receptive. You have to receive the revelation. You have to allow yourself to hear it. So that means you've got to tune your tuner. You can't be focused on what you don't want and tune your tuner to what you do want. You can't be focused upon the absence of something and tune your tuner to the presence of something. You got to tune your tuner to the presence that your source sees. Ooh, have not said that to you that way before. You've got to tune your tuner to what your source sees. You little faker. So source, is there really a vortex? Is there really a vibrational reality you're so excited about? But I can't see it. So how do I tune myself to something that I cannot see? So you got to feel your way there, but you got to understand how it works. You got to understand that you are more than you. You are source energy and you are you. And you can't feel only you. You can't only feel only you because you are more than only you. Haven't said this to you this way before. You can't feel only you. If you could, you would not be miserable when you cut yourself off from who you really are. Look around your world. There are those who have cut themselves off so significantly from who they are that they are obviously miserable. Are you one of those? Because your inner being is aware of you and what you want at all times. It's like having a cheerleader cheering you on even when you're depressed and you say, get away from me. Get away from me. And if your inner being would get away from you, then you wouldn't feel so miserable because your misery is about the vibrational relationship between what your inner being knows about what you want and what you are actively offering vibrationally about what you want. That's your guidance system. So how do you tune your tuner? By caring about how you feel. By trusting that your inner being exists. By knowing that your inner being is real. By tuning to the frequency of your inner being. When you want something, when you ask for more money, it goes into the vortex and it begins attracting unto itself. And your inner being, your soul, your source, focuses on it for you and holds the frequency of it so that you can listen your way back to it, so that you can feel your way back to it, so that you can good feeling your way back to it. And once you get on the scent of it, once you get on the vibrational scent of it, once you hear or sense the subtlety of it, and you receive that first thought that matters to you, that first thought that's strong enough that you received it and different enough that you know you didn't think it. And that's really what we're wanting to talk with you about, is you getting into the receptive mode so you can tell when you're receiving from your source who knows about your vortex, or whether you're receiving from someplace else that neither knows or cares about your vortex. So For a while, we've been calling this gathering the art of allowing, the art of you figuring out how to allow yourself to be in the vibrational vicinity of the stream of consciousness that's coming from your inner being, so that you can hear the subtle at first. It gets louder and more defined and easier for you to hear. Rampage of information and guidance that is coming forth from your inner being. So you ask for it. Contrast caused you to do that. And Source answered it. But the answer of Source is vibrational and it's subtle, and you got to listen. And that's what step 3 is.